Good evening, ladies. This is Diane Tuggle from the Happy Scrapbooker, and I'm here today to do a funfold card for Easter. It's a 3-panel funfold card, so it folds up like this to mail. It fits in a standard envelope, just like that. And it stands up really pretty to display. You could stand it with its sides going this way, or you can stagger it either way. And it's really elegant looking, but it's not hard to make, I promise you. And I hope that you will try one of these trifold cards. I like them a lot because there's a lot of real estate you can decorate and use your beautiful stamps and all your accessories with. So I'm going to show you what you're going to need. We're going to be using the Everyday Arches dies, and that's for these panels right here. And we are going to be using Memorable Blooms for this flower, and also this leaf die right here. So, and those flower clusters have dies to cut them out with. This has some really pretty sentiments on it also, but I'm going to be concentrating on Easter today, so I'll put that one away. And we are going to be using the Faith collection. We're going to be using either He is Risen or God is Love. This one has God is Love is on it. And we're going to be using this cross die. So this is a polymer stamp set. It's really a pretty stamp set. I've done a lot with it. So that's a good one to have in your collection. And we are going to be using these mixed label dies. And we're going to be using these 3 dies and this leaf right here. So it comes with some nice sentiments also, but these dies are really detailed. They have a really pretty, like, eyelets around it. This one has stitching, and this leaf comes in perfectly to fit in the flower cluster. So here's the front of it. It has really, your kindness made my day, you're pretty wonderful. It's got with sympathy, it's got just a lot of good use there. So, and then I'm going to be using the storybook patch because I need some dirt for the bottom of the cross. So in this one I used a die from a different stamp set that has been long retired. It had a wheelbarrow and watering cans, and it's sort of similar to this one, but I only bought the dies because I knew I wanted this and it was on clearance. But this die also, this one has this pile of dirt in it, and you can use 2 of them and stagger them and put them on there. It looks just fine. That's what I did in the second card that I made. So that's the only thing I use that for. You might have another set that has that in it, or you could hand cut a little pile of dirt. So those are the main things, and we're going to be using this paper pack called Perennial Lavender. It's just a beautiful paper pack, and it goes with the crumb cake and Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather. You're going to need a sheet of each of those. You're going to need a scrap of white to stamp on. You're going to, this is the paper from the Perennial Lavender, as well as this print right here. I'm going to be using both of those prints. So this is a pretty check on the back is that. And that's just like a field of flowers on the back is solid. So those are the papers that we're going to be using. Put them out the way. This is still available on our website. And this is the glimmer paper. It's ombre glimmer paper, so it starts out a darker color and goes down to light. So it's a purpley color all the way to pink. And there's 3 sheets in it. There is yellow to green, purple to pink, and I believe the blue to a darker blue. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the pieces that you need to cut. Move that out the way. So you're going to need the card base. And the card base is 10.5 this way by 4 1/4 this way. And it's scored at 3.5 and it's 7. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that so it'll make equal sections right there. So you can, I would score it in both directions so the paper would have like a memory to it. And then when you work with it, it'll be easier. So 10.5 by 4 1/4, score at 3.5 and 7 inches. That's your base. The grape paper is 4 by 3 7/8. You need 3 of them for these 3 panels. And the floral paper right there is 3 7/8 by 3 1/4, and you need 3 of them. So I've assembled them partially so you wouldn't have to watch all that. And I'm going to go ahead and stick them in the sections. I hope I cut them right. Okay, that looks a little crooked, but it'll be okay. So ladies, I have a Facebook group called the Happy Scrapbooker. It's a private group, and I'd love to have you join it. That's where I have a lot of ideas and videos, and we share lots of things. So I hope that you will look it up and ask to join it. So these are the labels that I had cut, and I've already stamped them. I'm just going to put them back in here. And we're going to do our arches. So you need 3 of the big arches, and well, they're not the biggest in the package, but for this card, they are the biggest, and they are 4 1/4 tall, and they go. So you're going to. Can you see this? Going to line it up on a bottom line, and you don't want it higher than 5 1/2, which is right here. So I usually go 5 1/4 because it would not fit in an envelope. So it goes on like that. And then you need 3 of the medium arches, and they are 3 3/4 inch tall. And I will have all these listed in my description box for you. They go on like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. When you adhere these, you don't want glue in the top part because it hangs over. So I'm going to lay it right there. Once you get the first one on, you can pretty well line them up, so I'll put it back in screen for you. And so you needed 3 of those, and you need 1 of the small arches, which is the last one, and that is 3 1/2 inches tall. I've already assembled that one. And here's this one. So we'll go ahead and put these together. Oops. So you can kind of just eyeball the bottom and you'll get it right. All right, those 3 arches are on. So I'll put these aside, and I will have all these dimensions and everything for you in the description box. So I had cut a bunch of those leaves, and I have cut and colored that flower, and I have a couple others that need to be colored, so I'm going to quickly show you how I color them. I'm just using 3 colors of ink, markers. I am using, let's put this down so we don't mess up everything. I'm using the light mossy meadow. I used, this is earth brown. It's a Spectrum Noir, and what I did on this one is I did these branches right here because there is that brown in the paper, so I did that one already. And then I'm using Dusty Purple Blend. I'm starting with the light, so I'm just coloring. I'm leaving some white space around the top of the flower where light would hit it. So this is the light shade. So I'm not going to the very top of the petals. I'm leaving a little white. And then we go to the medium shade. And I'm just going almost, not quite to the top. Not as far as I went with the light. To me, these flowers look like those beautiful spring magnolias that bloom. Or you could color them to look like a dogwood with a little pink and brown would be pretty. And use a different color designer series paper. So then in the middle part, I used the darkest color and went out. I'm going to go ahead and color these leaves real quickly. The leaves are so small you don't need to worry about leaving any spots white. So color them in. It's another one. So that's really quick. Start with the light. And you see I'm not taking a whole lot of time with this, but it really does look pretty on the card. Looks like you spent hours. So just remember, don't color the whole thing in. Medium. These are alcohol markers, so after you put it down, they kind of just blend into each other. So there's really no harsh lines, so you don't have to worry about that. And now the dark in the middle. And that's it. So that's our coloring. I'll put that to the side. And we'll go back to our card base. So here's my dirt for this one. Should I put it? I don't want to put it all the way down to the bottom because it won't cover the arch. So I'm going to leave it up, but I am going to put dimensionals to hold it in place. Did I cut it to the right size? I did. So I have done another video on the same style card, and I'll show it to you at the end, and it will be connected to this video so you can watch it also. Okay, so I'm just putting that right there, and now we're going to put down, I think I'm going to pop that up too, this label. I love these labels. They're just so detailed. Pete's sake, those little pieces of paper. They drive me crazy. I didn't have any that I put the tape on so I wouldn't have to deal with that. So that goes up like that. And now we're going to need a leaf. And we're going to tuck that leaf down in this dirt right here. And we're going to put a little liquid glue behind it. So remember, this leaf die came in the same stamp set as the flowers that we stamped and colored. I love Stampin' Up! Sets because they give you all these little extra dies and detail things. Okay, that goes down in there. And we just put him down and press him in place. Get down in there. Can you see me? Yep. Okay, now we need our cross. And the cross is going to be popped up too. So these little dimensionals fit right inside the edges of that cross perfectly. Uh-oh, I got too many. I just need a little half one. And cut a half one for the top. Okay, get all these little papers off. Okay, and our cross just gets centered on there. And I really love that. It looks so pretty on that label, like it was meant to be. Okay, we get all those little papers out the way. Okay, I've got I forgot to cut those too. Well, I need to cut them because I need to show off the back of that. So let me find them. I forgot to cut the shadow labels for that. So I need the grape paper and 2 of those labels. So I'm going to turn around here and run it through the die machine. And I'm right behind you. Sorry, ladies. There. All done. It didn't take but a sec. Okay, let me put these back in the label box. Okay, I got 2 of them. And what I'm going to do is, whoops, drop everything. Now, I dropped the label. Where in the world did it go? I was going to glue them together. There it is. Yay. They can go in the weirdest places. Okay. We're going to just put a little bit of adhesive on there, and we're going to double these points up. And then we're going to put this one right across the middle. And make sure we line it up before we put it down. There, and it just gives a little shadow. And now we'll just put this on the back, right up here. Okay, we got that down. So we will take our flowers that we colored. This one goes down flat. I think the flowers go this way. So we'll glue him down, but we need a leaf. So I pulled that off of these clusters of leaves. I just pulled a section out of there because I just needed a little piece. And the rest of it, I'll put one little leaf there. And one going out here. So we will go ahead and put some wet glue down for this. And we tucked it in there. Okay, and we're gonna come on out and give out on me now. Okay, flowers go upwards like that. And then, you know, I don't like that light green one. Don't like it. And I'm going to stick this one down. So these cards, they could be made into a wedding card, a Mother's Day card. Wouldn't have to be just for Easter. You just have to put a little different verse in there. But the cross would still be pretty, especially for a wedding. Okay, there's my other flower. I need to pop him up. 1, 2. So, to embellish these cards, let's see if we get it going the right direction. There we go. So that panel's done. And that panel's done. Now we just need our big flower, which is right here. We're going to pop him up, and we need our Happy Easter. I used Liquid Ranger white pearls and the lavender pearls. And you can order that online, not on Stampin' Up, but like a scrapbook store. Scrapbook.com has it. Probably Amazon has it. They have everything. But I like the liquid pearls mixed in with the flower bouquet. Okay, we're going to stick this on here. And I used a ribbon that we got free during celebration. It is the seam binding ribbon that is really the fresh freesia color, but it blends very well with this lavender paper. I think I got them all off of there. So this is going on at an angle. And then this is our ribbon. And then here is our Easter blessings, and we need to pop him up. I did 2 of those on there. So get this on there. Don't put it on upside down, my goodness. Okay, now I'm going to use some glue dots to get all this out the way, to glue that ribbon down with. So I just need 3 glue dots. One on that side of the stem, one on the stem, and I just kind of squinch them up, squish them to hold the ribbon in place, and one on that side, and then we're just going to place the little ribbon in there. And that ribbon's really soft, so it should not cause any problem when you mail it. So now the finishing touch, the white liquid pearls. I'm putting 1 dot right there, and 1 dot right there, and 1 dot here, and 3 right here. And then the lavender I'm using to fill in some of the blank spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1. And then here, just dot it around. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. I think that really adds to it. I'm going to hold it up to the camera so you can see the detail. Can you see those liquid pearls? And then the little white pearls. Here's one that is dry. It takes maybe 15 minutes for it to dry. And they really do look like little pearls that you put on there. So these two are pretty much the same, except for the bow on that one. Then this one has the different style dirt on it. Ground dirt, whatever you want to call it. And it has the liquid pearls on it also. So I hope you will try it. Let me show you the card that I made earlier this week. And put the wet one out of the way and put those two there. And the one I made earlier this week that I did a video on is this one right here. So, and you can sign your card on the back, write a little note. This is what I mean about the card standing up like this. It would be standing on your table with the cross facing forward. I really think that is really, really pretty. This one's pretty either way. So I hope you'll give it a try, and I hope you'll look up my Facebook group and ask to join. And I appreciate you watching. I appreciate the orders. Every time you order from me, I do send you a free gift. And it can be different things. Some depends on how much you orders to what I give, but a lot of times I give a card kit. Like I would give you this already cut, ready for you to assemble, and then you can watch the video and put it together. So you would have cards to put together. 1 month I gave a set of markers for every $50 people spent. And so it's always going to be different. And I appreciate you watching and sharing and liking my channel. Subscribing is absolutely free, and it really, really, really helps me. Helps me to grow and get new viewers. So thank you very, very much, ladies, and have a great evening.